Hello everyone and welcome back. And as promised, although it did take a little longer than I thought it would have done, I found a new book that I think will be pretty good. It is, apparently it's a top 10 bestseller according to the Times. It is A Little Book of Hygge. Let's see this word here. It looks like Hygge, that's how I pronounce it, Hygge. But according to Sean Mikkel on YouTube, the man who does pronunciations, is pronounced Hygge. Hygge. And for those who don't know, Hygge is the Danish way to live well. And Denmark, as you know, or should know, is one of the happiest nations on the planet. And it's written by someone called Meik Wiking. I presume that's how you pronounce it. If you are the author of this book or you know him and it's wrong, can you apologise to him on my behalf for me? That'd be appreciated. And also, please don't, get angry about me reading your book on YouTube. If you look at my other reading videos, it's going to be in so many chapters. No one's actually going to read them, listen to them all, and not read the book. I mean, and if I'm honest, I bought this in the charity shop. It was, I don't know how much it was now. £2. There you go, that £2. Got it at the Lions Farm branch of St Barnabas. It's the one next to Sainsbury's at the Lions Farm shopping retail centre. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to read the back because that's what you do. See, there's paper on the back. So we're going to get into this book properly. All right, yeah. Denmark is often said to be the happiest country in the world. That's down to one thing: Hygge. Hygge has been translated as everything from the art of creating intimacy to coziness of the soul to taking pleasure from the presence of soothing things. My personal favourite is cocoa by candlelight. That does sound nice, although slightly dangerous. I like candles, but they are dangerous, because, it's an open flame. You know Hygge when you feel it. It is when you're cuddled up on a sofa with a loved one, or sharing comfort food with your closest friends. It is those crisp blue mornings when the light through your window is just right. Who better than Meik Wiking to be your guide to all things Hygge? Meik is CEO of the Happiness Research Institute in Copenhagen and has spent years studying the magic of Danish life, from picking the right lighting and planning a dinner party through to creating a Hygge emergency kit and even how to dress. Meik's beautiful, inspiring book will help you all be more Hygge. So yes, Hygge. Ways to be happy. Put it bluntly. Oh, it's got the first bit is a nice calming blue. And if I'm being honest with you, I could really use a bit of Hygge right now. It's not been a good couple of days. Really hasn't. So I could really use this. Right. Not starting this, I've got to read this other bit. This is from Penguin Random House UK. First published 2016. Copyright Meik Wiking 2016. The moral right of the author has been asserted. Lyrics on page 178, The Happy Day of Svanti, I'm probably butchering that, by Benny Anderson, are from, oh good lord, Hygge Sangborgen, translated by Kurt Hansen. I'm probably butchering that as well. Apologies for any Danish people listening. Designed by Hampton Associates, printed in Italy. Okay, and actually I won't think I'll bother reading the ISBN number, it's not necessary. Now, obviously, if you are interested in buying this book, I suggest you do so. Because you're not going to learn much from me, because half the time I'll just probably be interacting to show you pictures and interacting with my own opinions. So let's get that bit closer. So there will be a link to somewhere you can buy this book. And there it is, just so you can see it one more time for a few minutes, or seconds I should say. So you can buy the book yourself and even look into it. So I do recommend, even if you are watching these videos with me, read the book yourself as well. And buy a brand new copy as well, because it helps the author out. So, introduction. Hygge. It is not important how you choose to pronounce or even spell Hygge. Even though I just spent several minutes earlier telling you how to pronounce it and checking it out myself. To paraphrase one of the greatest philosophers of our time, Winnie the Pooh, when asked how to spell a certain emotion, he said, "You don't spell it, you feel it." Which is technically true. However, spelling and pronouncing Hygge is the easy part. Exactly what it is, that's the tricky part. Hygge has been called everything in the art of creating intimacy, coziness of the soul, and the absence of annoying to taking pleasure from the presence of soothing things, cozy togetherness, and my personal favourite, cocoa by candlelight. See? Wonders already. Hygge is about an atmosphere and an experience rather than about things. It is about being with the people we love, a feeling of home, a feeling that we are safe, that we are shielded from the world and allow ourselves to let our guard down. We may be having an endless conversation about the small or big things in life, or just be comforting each other's silent company, or simply just be by being yourself enjoying a cup of tea. One December, just before Christmas, I was spending the weekend with some friends at an old cabin. The shortest day of the year was brightened by the blanket of snow covering the surrounding landscape. When the sun set, around 4 in the afternoon, we would not see it again for 17 hours. 17, so that'd be about 9 o'clock. So the sun sets at 4 and it doesn't come back till 9 o'clock. That's something. And then we headed inside to get the fire going. Now I'm going to show you, there's a picture of a faceless person, could be man or woman, it's hard to tell, in a home. Look. And you can see their faces obscured by darkness. That could be for anonymity, or it could just be intentional from the angle. Maybe it's an artistic thing, I don't know. Anyway, back to the book. We were all tired after hiking and were half asleep, sitting in a semicircle around the fireplace in the cabin, wearing big jumpers and woolen socks. The only sounds you could hear were the stew boiling, the sparks from the fireplace, and someone having a sip of their mulled wine. Then one of my friends broke the silence. "Could this be any more Hygge?" he asked rhetorically. "Yes," said one of the women after a moment. Sorry, yes. No, actually, no, I've read that. I did read that correctly. Sorry, my eyes are going crazy. I'll start again. "Yes," said one of the women after a moment. If there was a storm raging outside, that is. We all nodded. The key to happiness? I have the best job in the world. I study what makes people happy. At the Happiness Research Institute, which is an independent think tank focusing on well-being, happiness and quality of life, we explore the causes and effects of human happiness and work towards improving the quality of life of citizens across the world. We are based in Denmark, and yes, we do have lit candles at the office Monday to Friday. And yes, our office was partly chosen because of the Hygge factor. No fireplace though, yet. But we were also founded and based in Denmark because the country consistently ranks among the happiest nations in the world. Denmark is by no means a perfect utopia, and the country faces challenges and issues like any other. But I do believe that Denmark can be a source of inspiration for how countries can increase the quality of life of their own citizens. Denmark's position as one of the happiest countries in the world has created a lot of media interest. On a weekly basis, I'm asked questions like, why are the Danes so happy? And what can we learn from the Danes, when it comes to happiness? From journalists from the New York Times, the BBC, the Guardian, the China Daily, and the Washington Post, among others. In addition, delegations, that wasn't in regards to the Washington Post, even though now it is technically a Bezos' most mouthpiece. I mean, I don't know what it was at the time. That's more of a As in, they just had to name drop all those, didn't they? In addition, delegations of mayors, researchers, and policymakers from all corners of the earth frequently visit the Happiness Research Institute in pursuit of, well, happiness. Or at least in pursuit of the reasons for the high levels of happiness, well-being, and quality of life people enjoy in Denmark. To many, it is quite a mystery, as besides the horrible weather, Danes are also subject to some of the highest tax rates in the world. Interestingly, there is wide support for the welfare state. The support stems from an awareness of the fact that the welfare model turns our collective wealth into well-being. We are not paying taxes, we are investing in our society. We are purchasing quality of life. Key to understanding the high levels of well-being in Denmark is the welfare model's ability to reduce risk, uncertainty, and anxiety among citizens to prevent extreme unhappiness. That's nice, isn't it? I think so anyway. However, recently I've also come to realise that there might be an overlooked ingredient in the Danish recipe for happiness: hygge. The word hygge originates from a Norwegian word meaning well-being. For almost 500 years, Denmark and Norway were one kingdom, until Denmark lost Norway in 1814. Hygge appeared in written Danish for the first time in the early 1800s, and the link between hygge and well-being or happiness may be no coincidence. Danes are the happiest people in Europe according to the European Social Survey, but they are also the ones who meet most often with their friends and family and feel the calmest and most peaceful. Therefore, it is with good reason that we see a growing interest in hygge. Journalists are touring Denmark searching for hygge in UK. Colleagues are now teaching Danish hygge, and around the world, hygge bakeries, shops and cafes are popping up. But how do you create hygge? How are hygge and happiness linked? And what is hygge exactly? Those are some of the questions this book seeks to answer. And that, people, is where the book finishes tonight. And next week, I'll show you, we're going to do chapter 1, light. See, there's a nice picture of a candle. So, the Book of Happiness. This, personally, I think is going to be a very interesting one. It's going to be different from what it was, and as I said, it's been a rough couple of days for me. I won't go into details, but I could use a bit of hygge myself. I mean, cocoa by a fireplace does sound very nice, even though I don't really have any loved ones to enjoy it with. It doesn't matter. Anyway, as that is it, I'm going to love you and leave you fine, people. And before anything, yes, I'm aware that this video is going to be roughly 13 minutes long. Not what I wanted, but it can't be helped. So until next time, people, take care of yourselves, okay? Bye.